Hi, my name is Sammye Hernandez, and this is my pandemic story. Mine started in late February. I was discovered that I had breast cancer, and it was a rare form of it, and it was very invasive when it did hit. It was microscopic for years, and then once it exploded, it was very quick. And they told me that I probably had cancer for at least 10 years, just didn't know it. What they would have done normally if we didn't have the COVID, I would have had to wait 3 months to get any surgery. So in between that 3 months, they would have given me chemotherapy and radiation. However, this particular cancer does not do well with that. It doesn't even affect them. It doesn't even kill one cell, they told me. From the week that I found out that I had to have the surgery, it was a week later exactly, and it had gone from a stage 2 to a stage 3 in just a week. So I went in for my surgery. I was all alone at that time because they had cut all visitors off. That night I was there in the hospital. I had all these nurses waiting on me because they had killed all the surgeries except for life-threatening, but they had not closed down the workers yet. So they were coming in and out, and I wasn't alone. I got to share my testimony to them and talk to them, and so I wasn't alone all night long. That was a blessing in itself. So they make you wait about 6 months to have it done, and I chose a flap surgery. The surgery was 8 hours long, and I came back and I was in the room. Everything was looking good. Everybody had gone home. She came in and gave me the opioid, and I don't know what the time frame was from there to when she gave it to me, but all of a sudden I started feeling like buckets of water were falling all over me and couldn't open my eyes. I didn't know what was happening. I have no idea how long it was. It could have been the other hour, I don't know. And she comes in, flips on the light, and immediately she's calling for crash units and blah, 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 and I was gone. I was alive. I guess I had just passed out. I didn't hear anything that was going on. And then the nurse was there, and she was telling me the doctor's on his way, so is your husband. And I said, okay, I heard that. And then I heard the doctor say, Sammye, are you awake? Can you hear me? And I opened my eyes, and there's like 30, 40 people in there. And I'm like, what are you guys all doing in here? Is this a class? And they all started laughing at me, but I couldn't figure out why they were laughing. So he tells me, we got to take you back in, something's wrong. And I said, okay. And they're putting me from the one bed onto the surgery bed, and I look over and the whole bed is just solid blood. And I said, why is there all this blood? And they said, well, you'd lost 4 pints of blood. We had to give you a transfusion. And the doctor said, yeah, I thought you were going to be the first patient that I'd ever lose. I came back out, and I think it was about 3 hours, and then I was in ICU for a day, and then eventually I got to go home and everything was better. So then, just before Thanksgiving, I started getting what I thought was a cold. Well, no, it was COVID. And so I was sick for about 3 weeks before family took me into the hospital, and my oxygen was real low, I couldn't breathe. I'm in there, and it's the first night, and I've got oxygen on me, and all of a sudden I had this horrible dread. I've never, ever in my life felt like that before. It was like this dark cloud over me or something, and I've never been a depressed person, so I didn't understand what was going on, but I knew I was dying. I knew it. And so I started praying to God, you promised me you'd get me through cancer so I could die in COVID? I don't understand, I don't get it. And there's been maybe 3 times in my life that I actually heard God's voice over my lifetime. Well, this was a 4th time, and I actually heard his voice. And he said, Sammye, Satan has tried to kill you 3 times. I'm the only one that can bring you home. It's not your time. I have things for you. I have plans for you to do. Satan may try again, but I got your back. I felt such a peace after that. I just want to tell you that if you're dealing with COVID, or you have a loved one that's dealing with COVID, or maybe it's anything else that's really horrible because of this fun year we're having, he's got your back. Talk to him. Now, he may not talk back to you like he did me, But you will feel him. You will know a difference. And he does have your back. That's my story.